Welcome back to the channel, guys. Thank you for coming back to tune in to this new year. It's 2021. I know I took some time off. I've been spending time with the family, celebrated a birthday, and you know, just been taking time to myself. So now it's still January. It's time to kick things back into gear with these projects. I actually have 3 projects literally sitting on the shelf right now for this car. So the first one that I need to tackle, though, is the transmission. So transmission. The transmission hasn't been shifting properly. It seems like it's stuck in second gear. I went ahead and bought shift solenoids for it. I got those now. I ordered the conductor plate. That's on its way. Should be here either today or tomorrow. And got the filter, TCU plug. I'm changing all of that out. Everything except for the valve body. Not really too sure about the valve body need changing. I think that's good. It just needs flushing. So I'm going to do a transmission flush with it. And we're going to change out the conductor plate, like I said, and the shift solenoids. And basically all the solenoids in the transmission we're going to change out. So yeah, man, like I said, it's a new year. We got ton of stuff lined up for this channel. I just want to thank you guys for subscribing. We're up to 75, trying to get to 100. This has almost been a year since I started this channel. So if you're not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe now. It only takes a second. And hit that like button and that bell so you know when I load up new videos. And yeah, man, we're gonna go ahead and get these projects rolling. I literally have 3 projects sitting on the shelf behind me right now for this car. So we have plenty of stuff to do. Like I said, this car, it's a project car. I bought this car. It had issues with it. I don't want to deter anyone from buying these cars. These Mercedes, they're really good cars, really dependable. Mine's a special case. Like I said, I bought it as a project car. I knew it was going to need work. I knew there were plenty of things that needed to be done to it, so it is what it is. And now we're going to be doing the transmission. As soon as the conductor plates get here, we're going to be tackling that. And that's it for right now. So as far as the car goes, she's just been sitting in my garage. She's right back here, just sitting here. Needs to be cleaned up a little, but you know, that's what it happens when you buy a project car. You know, things happen to it. You expect it. Put money aside for it for a rainy day because you never know what might happen. As far as the car goes, the previous owner really didn't report too much about what was going on with the car. They had some receipts with the car, but other than that, I'm pretty much shooting shots in the dark when it comes to this car because you never know what might happen. I'm working on other stuff. I've been helping my neighbor with his car. He's putting speakers in it. So that's another project I've been working on off camera. Yeah, man, but today is like a beautiful day out here in Florida. I'm sorry for the rest of the country that's, you know, going through the cold weather. I got a hoodie on, but I really don't need this hoodie. I'm about to take it off because it's nice outside today. It's nice and sunny. And like I said, man, the weather is just beautiful. Florida weather, man. I'm used to that cold New York weather. Right now, we be going through like snowstorms and all kind of craziness. That's all I got for right now. I knew this was going to be a short video. We just got to tackle this transmission, and as soon as the conductor plates come, we're going to be doing a video on that. Getting up under the car, draining the fluid, showing you guys how to do that. It's not that hard. I've seen videos on it. I'm pretty well within my capabilities of doing it. So that's it, man. We're going to be tackling this car, getting it back on the road so we can drive it and enjoy this weather because it is beautiful outside today. These cars are meant to be driven, not sitting in the garage all year or half the year. Welcome back, guys. This is day 2. A little colder today, a little windy outside, so excuse the wind in the video. we're going to go ahead and start the solenoid project. Charging the battery in the trunk. Because as you know, with these cars, you let the battery sit too long, battery goes dead. So we're going to start that. The conductor plate should be here any minute, so on its way. And I'm going to go ahead and jack up the car, drain the fluid, take the valve body out, get everything ready. So when that gets here, I can just slap everything back together. It's going to be a pretty quick video. It shouldn't be that hard. I watch videos on YouTube how to do it, so should be able to do it fairly quickly. But we'll see, because you know this is a project car and anything could happen. So we'll go ahead and get started and we'll go from there. Alright, so the conductor plate finally came. It's in this box. Let's go ahead and open it if I can with one hand. Okay, here goes the connector. Set that to the side. Okay, here goes the filter. Gasket and the conductor plate. We got everything we need. We're going to go ahead and start this project, get the ball rolling. Alright, so we got the car jacked up on both sides. The jack stands under, and we're ready to get up under the car. I'll show you the other side. Jack stands under the car. So now the next step is to get up under here and get these bolts right here. Get these out. And this one. They're 8mm. So you have to take all of them out, get the splash guard off to get access to the transmission, which is back here. I believe that's where it's at. So, I'm not going to take the front off. I'm going to just take the back. Starting with this bolt and this one. And there's two more in the back there. So we'll be able to take that pan off and get access to the transmission. Okay guys, so we got the cover off, and here is the drain plug for the transmission pan to drain the transmission fluid. We'll start by doing that, and once all the fluid is drained, we'll start taking these bolts off and getting the pan off, and that will uncover the valve body and the plug. And that's the next step after that. So let's go ahead and start draining this transmission fluid. Okay guys, one thing that is a must when you're dealing with these solenoids is you have to put them in something and fill it up with transmission fluid so they can soak in it. So you don't want to put these in your transmission dry. So I'm going to go ahead and pour transmission fluid in. Let these bad boys soak. While it's draining. So this way they're not going in dry. It doesn't cause any damage Then you have to do this project all over again. But you can see, I don't know if you can see it on camera with the little bubbles, air bubbles coming out. That's what you want. So go ahead and soak these in transmission fluid, let them sit while you do the rest of this job until you're ready for them. Okay guys, as kind of expected, this thing probably hasn't been off since it's been put on at the factory. So I sprayed some PB Blaster in it, a little bit of brake cleaner, and some special WD-40 on it. So I'm gonna let it sit for a little while. Hopefully it'll loosen up some of the rust and some of the cake that's on it, and I'll be able to get it loose. I'm gonna tap it with a hammer lightly. I'm not gonna hit it too hard, just tap it a little bit, knock some of the rust loose, and hopefully this will come right out. Alright guys, so here where we're at. That plug hasn't been removed since this car was made, basically, and I don't want to strip the plug. I tried using the T5, didn't fit. T30 actually fit better than a T5, than a 5mm. So what I'm doing, I'm just slowly loosening the pan bolts and draining it that way. This way I don't damage the plug. I'm gonna have to find another plug to replace that one. Thought about going ahead and just replacing the whole pan, but I don't think I'm gonna go that route. I'm gonna just slowly let the oil drain out. Well, it really wasn't draining that slow. It's starting to slow down now, so I think a lot of it's already came out. Yeah, this is where we're at right now. Just letting it drain. Trying to get all the transmission fluid out the pan. I'm loosening the bolts a little bit more, let a little more drain out. It's going to drain at an angle, so I loosen the back bolts and loosen the front ones just a little bit, so most of the transmission fluid comes out the back. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be a mess when I take all the bolts out and go to completely remove it. So I'm prepared for that. That's why I have a towel down here ready. I have my shop towels sitting here somewhere. I have to go grab them. But yeah, man, this is what happens when you have these project cars, because like I said, a lot of stuff is rusted on here because it's never been changed. The previous owner, I'm guessing they really didn't do too much maintenance. They just let the car sit for the most part, and didn't really keep up with the A and B maintenance on this car like they should have. But that's why I bought this car as a project car, and that's why I got it so cheap. So we're gonna go ahead and do what we can, get this car up and running, back on the road. So yeah, that's where we're at. It's not that much transmission fluid in the pan right now, but we're gonna keep slowly lowering the pan down so the rest can come out and, you know, get the solenoids in. Alright, so we got the pan off. Here is the valve body for the transmission. Already got the filter out. Actually it fell into the oil right here, but it's old. We don't need it no more. We got a new one. So this is what it looks like when you take the pan off. This is the valve body for the transmission. Let's take a look, see if we see any metal shavings in the pan. All right, here's the transmission pan. As you can see, there's no metal shavings in it. It looks actually clean, which is a good sign. I mean, there was no grinding with the gears, nothing chipping away or falling apart inside the transmission. But I just see a little bit of trash like right here. That's not metal. There's just, I'm not sure what that is. But could have came off when I took the pan off. But other than that, yeah, it looks pretty clean. So we're going to head and take the valve body out so we can access the conductor plate and the solenoids and replace them, throw it back together, and we should be done. All right, let's go ahead and get to the next step. Okay guys, one thing that is key is to make sure you keep this pan very clean as possible. You don't want any debris. I wiped it out, got all the old transmission fluid out. Any particles that were in there I wiped out. I just used a shop rag, shop towel, and cleaned it out really good. That's all you really got to do with the pan, is just to make sure there's no debris inside. You don't want anything that'll get stuck inside your valve body or mess up your conductor plate or the solenoids, and then you'll end up doing this job again. So yeah, just try to stay as clean as possible when doing this job. As far as the pan goes and all your other parts, you shouldn't have any problems. All right guys, now that we have the transmission pan off, we just take loose these bolts right here, which are T30, and you take them off in a cross pattern. The plug is back in there, but I can't get the camera in there so you guys can see. Okay, you can kind of see it right there. This plug right here, there you go. That's pretty much it for taking the valve control body off. So you take these, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bolts to take that out. And you have the valve body out, and the conductor plate sits on top of it with the solenoids in it, and you'll be able to access all of that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do that and pull everything out. All right, we got the valve body out. And on top here, you can see the conductor plate. And the solenoids are in here underneath this cover and underneath this cover. Just pop those off and just replace it with the new conductor plate. Yeah, that's about it. We have to unscrew the solenoids out. It's a couple bolts, but nothing too crazy. So yeah, we just pop those out, make sure we put them back in the right order, and put them back in, clean it up a little bit. We should be good to go. Throw everything back together and pray it solves our problem. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get started with that. See you guys in a little bit. All right, so I got the conductor plate, the new one on. That's the old one. This is the new one. I got the solenoids in. As you can see, the old ones are right there, here, and there. Now, one key tip, make sure you take these out one at a time and replace them as you remove them. Don't just snatch them all out and think you're going to figure out how to put them back in, because you'll mess around and put the wrong solenoid in the wrong place. So take your time, take out one at a time, replace it one at a time, and you should be good. All right, so now I just got to put it back in, button everything up, and we should be good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. We'll see where we at from there. All right, we got the transmission pan back on. We got the bolts torqued down, and we are ready to fill her up with transmission fluid. When you put the valve body back in, make sure you torque the bolts in a cross bolt pattern like you would your wheels and your lug nuts. Same thing with the transmission fluid pan. Do it the same way. Make sure you torque it down to the right specifications. So as of now, everything's done. Fill it back up with transmission fluid. Cross our fingers. Hopefully everything works. Be no leaks. And that's it. All right, so let's start filling her up with fluid. All right, so now it's time to put in the transmission fluid. We got everything buttoned up, ready to go. I'm using a Valvoline Max Life full synthetic automatic transmission fluid. And a lot of people are going to say you're supposed to use the Pentosan, but look, Pentosan is expensive. I don't have $60-something just to throw in transmission fluid. This is just good as long as it says Dextron 6. It's low viscosity. That's really what matters, and just what we use. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with about 4 liters, and go from there and see what happens. All right, guys, so we finally got the transmission fluid filled in it. Got it running, shifting gears. Everything's good to go. So as you can see, I got her on the ramps right now because I'm getting ready to start a new project. I told you once New Year come, we got these projects backed up back to back. So we're going to get rolling. And that's pretty much it for the conductor plate and the solenoids, how to put them in, and how to get them on your car. Get your car back on the road. All right, guys, thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the next video, which is going to come shortly after this one. So y'all stay tuned and hold tight. I'm out.
Excuse me.
Did this conversation involve this?
No.
Do you have a check for me?
No.
Do you have opportunity for me?
No.
Can I profit off this conversation any kind of way?
No.
Then I don't want to talk. Keep it pushing.